Well, I think it's been playing out over time, to be honest with you. We've been having a great run here in Canada, and it's been really about a general brand transformation that we've been bringing forward to our consumers, and it really starts with our guests and being focused on what their wants and needs are. And for the past 4 or 5 years, we have been very focused on what the customer is looking for from McDonald's. And so that means from the products to the re-imaged restaurants with free Wi-Fi and big screen TVs, to the McCafe products that we've brought forward. We've been developing our brand here in Canada, and the customers have been reacting in a very positive manner. So 2013 was, I don't say the culmination because it's an ongoing process, but we've certainly been building on the momentum that we started back in 2009, 2010. And the customers and our guests have reacted in a very positive fashion, and we've been really pleased with how we've connected with our brand, with our customers. There are a couple of areas where it's had the biggest impact and influence on our success here in Canada. Certainly the product piece is important. As a restaurant, the food is the most important piece that you bring forward. Signature McWraps that we launched in May, and then we re-hit with 2 vegetarian veggie options that came out in September, were a huge product focus for us. We re-energized our Happy Meal program, and then we've also carried through the McCafe development with our frappes, as well as our smoothie products that we've brought forward here in Canada. And then sort of underlining all of that has been our focus on our food quality with our Food, Your Questions program, which has allowed us to continue the momentum on brand health and brand trust that we needed to address, and the customers again are responding very favorably to that. There was a conversation taking place, especially on the internet, about our brand, and we weren't necessarily involved in the narrative that was just being discussed. We knew we had to get involved, and the Our Food, Your Questions platform, and we don't look at it as a program because we see it ongoing forever, allowed us to engage with our consumers directly and help them feel better about our food, understand the products that we serve, and deal with some of the myths that were out there about McDonald's and the food that we serve. And so we knew we needed to do something bold, and the level of transparency in terms of answering every question that any Canadian had about our food was something that, again, connected to the guests and connected to our consumers and build that trust bank that McDonald's has always had, but had started to wane a little bit as all of these different things were taking place, especially in the digital era. So the campaign and the platform has been incredibly important to help underline our focus on quality while bringing out quality products that the customers are responding to. It is evolving, and I think that's what's exciting to be in marketing today. The dynamic of the digital revolution is something that companies and brands have to stay in tune with, and so it's also changing very rapidly within the digital sphere, and making sure you find a trend versus a flavor of the month is really important. So you have to be willing to test. You also have to be understanding of what's going on from the traditional side with television, radio, outdoor. Those are still important factors in developing a marketing campaign or a marketing program, and they still are very effective. How you utilize this new medium is really something that we're focused a lot of time and attention on, and we've made some great inroads there, but we're always learning. You know, we're really excited. We have the Olympics coming up, and McDonald's is a global brand sponsor of the Olympics. That is must-see TV. Even during overnight periods when the hockey games are being broadcast in Sochi, the people are going to be waking up to watch those. And sports is a really great connection point from a television standpoint, but it still works from a traditional primetime standpoint as well. And so we'll always, for the foreseeable future, be in television. Leading edge and building trust, and the two have kind of gone hand in hand with us. And I think the transparency campaign around Our Food, Your Questions was leading edge, and it built trust. And in today's day and age, with all of the information and misinformation available out there to consumers, building trust, especially for a brand like McDonald's, where we have some opportunities, is truly important. And we've focused a lot of attention there. We have more work to do for sure, but I think we've had some good success in both of those areas. I would say what worries me the most is just making sure from a marketing standpoint that we're aligned with where the consumers are at, because that's evolving at such a rapid pace. So from a marketer standpoint, making sure that I'm aware of what those trends are and working with the experts to help make sure we know what a trend is versus a shiny metal object. That's one of those things where you want to make sure you're making the right decision. And we know there's going to be some areas that we're going to try that may not be right, and we have to be willing to fast fail. So that's certainly one of the things that keeps me up at night. And then really just how to continue to build that brand trust is something that I want consumers to have about McDonald's. And you can't just tell them facts, you have to engage them in the story and in the conversation. And so there's more ways to do it. Our Food, Your Questions is certainly one of them, but we have to do it beyond just the one platform. And so coming up with the next idea to connect with our consumers in a deeper fashion is always something that keeps me thinking at night and in the shower, on the drive to work, and while I'm here. There's a lot of great work that we look at, and certainly we want to be seen as one of those brands that inspires others as well. But you certainly look at brands that create that connection, and those are the brands that we try to take note of. You know, there's some great work being done by Dove in terms of how they work with transparency, and we see some of that work. The Oreo campaign from a digital standpoint last year was one of those that deserved the recognition they deserve. The Super Bowl work that they did and the timing of that was terrific. And so, you know, there's a lot of great work that we look at to help provide some of that inspiration, and we continue to try and do that as well. I think the most influential brand in Canada in 2013 was Dove.